Happy Wednesday, Shan.
Oh my God, I can't believe it's only Wednesday.
It is hump day. We are on the hump. We can do this. We are so
And
close.
long time no see to you too. Thank you everyone that came to our lovely stream last night. It was so much fun.
Yes, all of you were amazing. That was so good. Wow. We have a lot to unpack from last night, but first, some breaking news in the NHL. The New York Rangers have fired their head coach, David Quinn. This comes on the tail of firing their GM and president just last week, who were both replaced by Chris Drury. So I guess that search, they have not named a new coach, but that search will begin immediately. There were also 3 assistant coaches fired, but the goaltending coach is remaining. So of all the people to stay.
Good for him, buddy.
Hey, why not?
Good for him. I mean, so this is interesting. I mean, there are a lot of different options that we can look at here. Obviously, John Tortorella is one of them. He just departed with CBJ. He coached the Rangers in the past. He knows the organization. Well, what's left of who has not been fired, knows the organization well. I mean, it could be an interesting fit. I know that a lot of Rangers fans do not want this to occur, but like you cannot deny the obvious that it is a serious option.
It's a possibility for sure.
For sure. I mean, the other obvious coaching options, we've got Claude Julien, we've got Patrick Roy, who we've talked about, we've got Gerard Gallant, I think that's how you pronounce it. He's gone around Twitter a lot as well today. So, I mean, obviously this only happened a couple hours ago. We cannot speculate.
Like, not even. This is like literally within the hour.
Yeah. So, I mean, I personally think John Tortorella is probably the one they're going to pick, but I mean, who is to say?
Not I, for sure, but we will keep you updated as that. Hi, Alex. As that evolves. So last night, we'll chat about this. The Providence Bruins fell to the Washington Capitals with 1.8 seconds left. Shan, would you like to
what
tell
a freaking heartbreaker, man. You know, I fell in love with hockey watching Providence Bruins games, so this was just really heartwarming to see that the boys from the Dunkin' Donuts Center held their freaking own against the Capitals.
Which, for anyone who thinks we're just like delusional, the reason we say the Providence Bruins is that the Bruins basically played their entire AHL.
They scratched 16 starting players.
Mm-hmm. So they basically
23 on their lineup
on the ice.
So it was really interesting to watch because, like we said, the players from Providence really held their own. They really looked good. And freaking Laviolette scratched no one. He kept that entire damn Washington roster out there.
Which is shocking.
It's annoying. Like, it's frustrating as a Bruins fan going into this series this weekend and him starting all of these players knowing that they're going to play probably a 6 or 7 game series starting this weekend. And he was like, you know what I should do? Start all of them.
Start every single one of them. Throw risk out the door. No one cares. Let's play. No, that was stupid. But one thing about last night's game is that this marked the first time in his 16 years with the Capitals organization that Ovechkin did not score 30 goals in a season. So that sucks. But
he missed a lot because of injury. He missed those 4 or 5 games.
45 games. So
yeah, he missed 4 or 5 games in the beginning because of the COVID hotel party. So, you know, I mean, he's getting freaking old, man. He looks like a grandfather.
He looks worn, to say the least. But another game that happened last night was the Jets beat the Canucks, which helped the Jets lock in their number 3 spot in the North. So that solidified the North rankings, which we will get to all the rankings in a second. But if you did not watch our stream last night, you have not heard this. We have a bracket challenge going for the playoffs this year. They should be, in theory, solidified tonight. So hopefully the brackets will be released soon. But if you go to bracketchallenge.nhl.com, you can find the Slapshot Sweethearts League. Join it. We have a few people joined last night.
We already have about 9 people signed up, and we are going to have a darn good prize. It's either going to be a really great giveaway or some cold hard cash. So you are going to want to sign up.
You want to be there for sure.
Is there something else I can help with?
Oh my God. Why is Siri trying to talk to me?
Siri, if you want to join the bracket challenge too, feel free, girl.
Yeah. Or my like personal FBI agent in my phone. But yes, make sure you're signed up. I'll be posting like a how-to on our socials either tonight or tomorrow. So I'll tell you like exactly how to do it. But if you already know, like I said, bracketchallenge.nhl.com, go find it. But let's talk playoff seedings. Only one division is not solidified, but so we'll get to that in a second. But North Division is now decided. The Maple Leafs will take on Montreal, and the Oilers will take on the Jets. I don't know why I was using city names today when I wrote my notes instead of teams, but it's fine. Shan, what are we thinking about the North?
So my computer's like just really displeased today. So I don't think that the Montreal Canadiens should be like down and out of this game here. I think that everyone's out here saying, I said this last night too, but everyone's out here saying that, you know, the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to, you know, skip and scamper all their way to the Stanley Cup final. And I don't think that that is an assumption you can make. The Toronto Maple Leafs, this is like someone crocheted on a pillow. The Toronto Maple Leafs have not made it out of the first round of a playoff series in 21 years.
But they're playing different levels of teams this year.
I don't care. 21 years.
I'm not saying they're going to get anywhere. I'm just saying I don't think the Canadians are going to put up a fight.
The Maple Leafs are incredible at choking in high-stress situations. And they're not the only organization that struggles with that, but I don't think that you can assume that the Canadians, who are historically good in high-stress situations, are down and out.
If you say so. But
I think the more interesting series is between the Oilers and the Jets.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be so much closer. Granted, the Jets have been choking themselves lately, but the Oilers just don't have.
Well, the Oilers are also historically not good in high-stress situations.
They also, though, as a team, just like rely on two players. Like, you can't win a cup on two players.
Correct. But, I mean, maybe they will. Who's to say?
Not I, clearly. Granted, I will keep my point that there will not be a Canadian team holding the cup, but it's fine. Central Division, we know this. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. The Hurricanes will take on the Predators, and then Florida will take on Florida, a.k.a. Tampa. So that is going to be a crazy series. I'm sure we're going to cover it at least once.
Yeah, that is my favorite series, I think, that's coming about. Unless something crazy happens in the West seeding that changes how that's going to play out, I think the Florida-Tampa series is going to be my favorite to watch, obviously beyond the Bruins destroying the Capitals. However, Florida and Tampa is going to be really interesting. They're really evenly matched, which is not only like that's interesting, but also the Florida-Florida rivalry is going to really amp that state and the fan bases themselves. And I think a lot of people assume, like I was saying last night, that Tampa is just going to float their way out of the Central, and that's not going to happen. Carolina looks really good, and a lot of people are sleeping on the Panthers because they've only made it to the Stanley Cup final once in their franchise history. So people just don't expect them to be competitive.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm sleeping on the Panthers, but I do think the Hurricanes can cause an issue for whoever comes out of that series. So we will have to wait and see. Last night, was this actually solidified last night? Maybe. The East is already set, but I think the actual rankings were solidified last night after the Caps win. I don't know.
No, just the home ice advantage was solidified.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So the Penguins will be playing the Islanders. Just a recap on like where that series from the regular season was. The Penguins won 6 of the 8 games. Is that telling? I don't know. They haven't played it that much lately, so a lot can change. Jari and DeSmith are expected to be back and okay.
I did see today was the first day in the entire season that the Penguins had an entirely healthy roster.
Yep.
Which is big going into the play. I mean, not big for me as a Bruins fan. However, big for the Penguins going into the playoffs, particularly knowing that the Islanders are having some goaltending injury issues this week.
Mm-hmm. But I think they are both expected to be available for the start of the series, which is yet to be announced. And then, as we know, starting on Saturday, we have the Caps and the Bruins, not Providence, though. This series was split. This is 4-4. So I don't know. I think it's going to a lot of games, but I will stop declaring who I think will win because whatever I say, it won't be.
I do think it'll be a 6 or 7 game series. I think it's going to really come down to the wire. And I think the Bruins have the advantage. I'm not saying this out of bias. I think the Bruins do have the advantage because the Bruins do have a ton of momentum right now, and I think that is really impossible to ignore. They've had a ton of momentum since the trade deadline, and unless this extended break screws with them, I think they're fine. Assuming that they do play Saturday, because like you said, that's like the only thing that's been like sort of announced. Yeah, so I'm not even completely convinced that there's going to be a game on Saturday.
I think there's a really good chance. But it's fine. They also, I think these are some of the two, in the East at least, the two teams that have the best goaltending, like depth. Like not just like one, which is fine, but they have depth in both their benches, which I think will be helpful.
Well, Varlamov and Sorokin are the second best duo in my opinion.
But if they aren't fully healthy,
well, if they're not healthy, then yes.
They're healthy enough to play, but they may not be at 100% is why I'm kind of counting them out here.
That's fair. If they're not healthy. If they're healthy, then I would say the Bruins 4 options, then the Islanders, then the Capitals, then the Penguins.
Yeah, for sure. I'd 100% agree with that. For sure. But okay, enough about the East, even though we could talk about the East for hours. Let's talk West. The West Division will be decided tonight for their seeding. If Vegas beats San Jose, then they are number 1 in the West. They will be the President's Trophy winners, and they will face the Blues in the first round. But if the Avs beat the Kings and Vegas loses to San Jose in regulation, then the Avs will clinch number 1 and the President's Trophy in their face-off against the Blues.
I'm processing.
So this really depends on if Vegas wins or not. I think the Avs will be fine with the Kings, but like we kind of have said this, the Sharks are kind of doing all right lately.
The Avs don't get the President's Trophy if they win.
Yeah, they do. If they win and Vegas loses.
The Hurricanes have 80 points too, though.
I don't know. This is what has been published as possibilities.
Smelling like some collusion.
Oh, because they have less. They'll have less wins.
Okay. I don't like that, but fine.
The same way.
You know what? That's good because
the Penguins are above the Caps is because of wins.
No, I know. I don't. That's fine. But what I do enjoy is that the team that wins the President's Trophy rarely wins the Stanley Cup. So we can go back to shutting up the haters who all think that the Stanley Cup is going to either the Avalanche or the Golden Knights, and that's that. And we can just close that book and end that.
Some bitterness up in here. Yes,
I'm sick of everyone assuming that the winner is coming out of the West.
I'm not going to fight you with this today. We'll fight about it.
She's sick of my shit.
We'll fight about it tomorrow. But that's fine. Regardless, whoever comes in second will take on the Wild. There is a scenario where the Wild comes in second, but I just don't think it's possible at the moment.
Tell me. Indulge me.
If the Colorado Avalanche lose both of their matchups against the Kings today and tomorrow, and then the Wild beat St. Louis for both games today and tomorrow, then they would be number 2.
Difficult, but not impossible.
Exactly.
So I am suddenly an LA Kings fan.
Hey. And the Blues could cause problems, so it could happen.
Freaking Blues, man.
Yeah, so never say never, but the West, I think, in theory, should be solidified tonight for number 1. But if there's some weird games for Siri,
what
shut
is
up.
Siri up to today?
Oh, she is on the fritz. This is what I get for watching the Formula 1 series before this. But yeah, so the West will be done on Thursday with their regular season. So if all else fails, brackets should be out by Friday.
Yes, Alex did say that.
That's fine. But anyway, guys, so much going on. And as soon as the brackets come out, Shannon and I will tell you guys ours. We'll have a nice little conversation about it. We'll get your take on all of this. Last night was really fun. We got to kind of see where everyone's head was at with all of the matchups, and we'll definitely do that again. And then we will be, once these schedules are published, we'll be announcing our playoff coverage.
We'll release a nice little calendar for you. We also want to know what games you all want to see. So make sure you're tweeting at us and posting in our comments and letting us know what games you want us to live stream so that we can make our schedule accordingly.
Yeah, we'll watch whatever you guys want to watch. We'll watch it with you for sure. But in the meantime,
don't make me watch any late boring games.
Oh yeah, we're on the East Coast. We will not watch 10 o'clock game. Actually,
8 o'clock's the latest one. You can pick anywhere between 5 and 8 o'clock.
Yeah. So we probably won't watch a West game, but it's fine. But in the meantime, sign up for our bracket challenge, bracketchallenge.nhl.com, the Slapshots We Hearts League. Make sure you join it. We will have a fat prize. So make sure you're on there. And then we will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully with more updates out of the West and maybe a little more tea on this Rangers coaching search. Who knows?
Tortorella, man. John Tortorella.
We will see. But anyway, guys, in the meantime, find us on socials, Twitter, S Sweethearts Pod. I can't even speak today. S Sweethearts Pod on Twitter, Slapshot Sweethearts on Instagram. We'll be posting all the updates. So we will see you on there.